Red Skelton Hour, show number 401, Red Skelton's London, air date 11/10/64. And now, direct from London, England, we bring you Red Skelton's London. With Red's guests, the distinguished British star of stage, screen, and television, Sebastian Cabot. England's newest sensational singing group, the Rolling Stones. Glenn Kadiddlehopper. Freddie the Freeloader. And Junior, the mean little kid. Brought to you by... And now, ladies and gentlemen, Red Skelton in London.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, tonight we have a special show for you. As you can see from the background, I'm not standing on the corner of Hollywood and Vine. Now, for those who saw Elizabeth Taylor's London, well, I hope to show you more of London than she did. Of course, I can do that because I'm outside more than she was. As you can see, I'm one of the typical tourists. I came over here with about 44 pounds of cameras, and I didn't have any place for shirts. The reason I'm wearing this trench coat is that I didn't have any room for my pants either. Oh, that's the plane I came over in. Probably the pilot's pants. They don't need them. How often does a pilot stand up? I had a wonderful flight over here. I flew nonstop from Los Angeles over the polar route. I knew it was the polar route. Polar. You got to go down and have them fitted. You can't send off for them. I knew it was the polar route because the passenger next to me was a polar bear. You know, I'll never figure out how that polar bear got enough money to fly first class. You know, London is really a wonderful city, and gambling here is very popular. As a matter of fact, I was over to someone's house the other night for dinner, and I just passed the bread and they dealt it to me. How they ever got that heel in the middle of the loaf, I'll never know. Hey, everybody walks around now with chips, you know. They're getting just like in Vegas, you know. There was a group of gamblers all went to a big funeral the other day. And one fella gets up to deliver the eulogy, and he says, Sam ain't really dead. He's just asleep. And a voice in the back of the church says, I got 5 pounds, says he don't wake up. And don't let the people kid you about the English weather over here. We have 4 seasons, just like they have in back there. We have spring fog, we have the summer fog, fall fog, and winter fog. I arrived right in the middle of a pea soup fog. You know, instead of a flashlight, I use a spoon. On the way to the hotel the other night, I got hit by 3 flying croutons. You know that London is the biggest city in the world, the second largest city in the world. There's over 8 million people here, and they all look like Peter Sellers. No wonder they are. He plays all the parts. He's a policeman, and, oh, by the way, in London, they call the policemen bobbies, see? And they don't carry guns. They should be called boobies. I guess if they're in any trouble, instead of shooting it out with you, they just thrash you to death with a wet tea bag. And the Englishman prides himself about having a stiff upper lip. And this not only protects his teeth, but it keeps his London Bridge from falling down. As you can see, I've become very British, you see. This is the largest contact lens I've ever had. This is called an English porthole. It comes in handy for drafty keyhole. Before I came to London, I spent a lot of time preparing for the trip. I went to a language school where I studied mumbling. The fellow that just walked through, he's a clerk. A clerk. Over here they call them clocks. You see the hat he was wearing? I got me one of those. I put it on, I look like a jar. I'm standing on the banks of the River Thames. That's Parliament right over there. And that over there is the world's largest clock. And it's the best known in the world. It's called Big Ben. There she goes. Now, when they hear that, they say 3 o'clock. I wonder what time it is. 8 million people in London, they set their watches to that. Because it's never been wrong. You can tell how you feel by the rhythm of the clock. That's funny. I got 5 after 3. I've told Lord Hume once, I've told him a dozen times, wind the clock. Now let me show you the London that I know. Right down the river there is one of the oldest sites in the city. Oh, that's Georgia. There's the oldest site in the city. This is the famous Tower of London, which was used as a prison during the Middle Ages. Nowadays, it's where the Queen keeps her crown jewels. I guess she doesn't trust Philip. Actually, I had to get a picture of that. My problem was, how do you get the tower to say cheese? If this guy moves, or the Tower of London's gonna look like a bottle of gin. I don't know why it is. All of my scenery turns out to be belt buckles and knees. This is Oxford Street. And you notice that people over here drive their cars on the wrong side of the street. Do the same thing in Los Angeles. But in England, they do it on purpose. No matter how much hustle and bustle there is, at 4 o'clock, everything stops for tea. Right on time, 4 o'clock. You know, the people here drink so much tea that when Jack Lemmon was in London, they almost squeezed him to death. There are many thriving industries here. Of course, the real money comes from imported tourists from America. Then they guide them around until their drip dries wear out. Let's see what goes on in a typical London tourist bureau when they're open for business.
Pickwick, sir. Bostwick, sir. Southwick, sir. Chiswick. Where is Chiswick? Late again, Chiswick.
Oh, what a coincidence. So am I. Frightfully sorry, sir. I stopped for a spot of tea. Oh, seems to be putting on a little weight, sir.
Perhaps you could remove the cup by wedging it between your knees.
Oh, sterling suggestion, sir. Sir, yes, please. I used to have some, you know. I wonder, sir, would you be kind enough to point out my knees, sir? How much you get in the way? Oh! Very cruel, sir.
Pickwick, Bostwick, Southwick, Chiswick, Penswick. Where is Penswick?
Oh, you fired him, sir. That was the wick that was, you know. Sorry, sir. I thought a levity would lighten the occasion, you see that? They say we British no sense of humor. I just proved it.
Chiswick, I've had complaints about your services. If this doesn't cease...
What? Cease? Oh, you wouldn't mean you wouldn't be sacking me, would you, sir? Oh, no, please, sir, don't sack me. I need but one more satisfied tourist for my pension, sir. Oh, please, sir, please. I've been walking tourists around London, sir. After all, I've been walking them around for 40 years.
In order to earn your pension, you must turn in one more voucher signed by a satisfied American tourist.
Satisfied Americans? You must be joking. But good gracious, I do hope so I don't get a Texan. They say the only thing that could please a Texan is another Texan.
Hold fast!
I told you they talk funny. Now, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Now a word from our alternate sponsor.
You are looking at one of London's supermarkets. This is England's answer to Paris's flea market. These street bazaars bring the London of Charles Dickens back to life. Here you can buy practically anything.
I likes me cockles and mussels with plenty of pepper.
There you go. No charge for the pepper. There you are. How's them? There you are. They are lovely. Oh, boy. How's that, eh?
Many a tourist comes to London enchanted with the romance and the poetry of the city, just as Elizabeth Taylor was. They wander about London just as she did, reciting touching, beautiful sonnets.
How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. Well, I guess that's why I've never been in love. I can't count. Thank you, Miss Aubrey Ship. I've been looking for a place to park my umbrella. My. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. Heavens, I've heard it talk college, but this is the first time I've ever talked in one. I'm sorry, my fair lady. I am sorry. Who does your warts?
Blimey, you squash me rudimenters. Blimey!
Oh, don't blind me. You've probably been scorched for years.
You owe me half a crown.
What's that?
Half a crown. Half!
Down, girl, down. Talk, don't bark.
I want me money.
Here, just mail me the bill, will you? There's my card. Clem Cadiddlehopper, USA. Ugly, stupid American.
An American? Oh, really? I'd say they're dressing better these days, aren't they? Yes, well, pardon me, sir, but I've been eavesdropping, you
Well,
know.
don't get any of it on me, whatever you do. That's too fast for him. He didn't get that at all. I didn't care much for it myself, you know. Yes, you see, I'm here on an exchange program.
Oh, yes, what did we exchange you for?
A pig.
Oh, that seems fair. Would you allow me to introduce myself, sir? I'm Chisselwick from the London Travel Bureau at your service. I trust you'll permit me to make your visit to Jollywell Good Show and all that sort of thing, don't you know what? Ah! Yes.
No. I tell you, you're harder to understand than Paul with his teeth out. What are you, some kind of a foreigner?
My dear sir, I happen to be descended from the aristocracy. I was born, you know, with a silver spoon in my mouth.
Oh. Well, you talk like you still got one in there.
Yes, well, sir, actually, I'm of royal blood, you know. Mother was a Bourbon.
Oh? What was your father, a chaser?
Well, fortunately, yes, you know. If he hadn't caught Mother, I wouldn't be here. Yes, well, now then, sir,
Yes.
how would you like to see London through my eyes?
Well, I'd rather use my own, if you don't mind.
Oh.
See, that's why I brought them over here.
Yes, well, then, here we go. Yes, sir. Pip, pip.
Half a nose.
Here.
Owes me some
No,
money.
no, come on.
Wait a minute, he owes me
Help,
half a
you're
crown.
stretching my armpit.
Owes me half a crown.
Oh, he does? Oh, do you know what a half a crown is, sir?
But yes, that's when you hit the king on the head with an axe, and what's left is a half a crown.
What I have to go through for my pension. Now, look, the lady wants half a crown.
Half a crown.
Yes, you see, let me show you, sir. 1 shilling, 1 sixpence, 2 threepence, 3 pennies, 6 halfpennies. This is the way we pay for things.
Oh, well, good. That's what I like about this country. In our country, you have to use your own money.
Yes, well, all right.
You know, I tell you, I appreciate that, but it seems like an awful lot of money just to lean on a rutabaga like that.
Please, help! Fire!
Good heavens, what a way to go. Halloween today.
Aren't you a bit old?
My American tourist did it.
Come now, you can't blame everything on the Americans.
Here we are at the London Palladium, where England's latest singing sensation, the Rolling Stones, are appearing. They're even shaggier than the Beatles. Sting! A bull contractor! How about that? The theater's so packed even the performers can't get in.
around like that with Lawrence Welk.
Oh, boy, I mean, don't you enjoy the singing that much?
What singing? I picked up a flea at the flea market.
Dear old chap, now that you've seen a bit of London, I wonder, would you please sign my docket? Hmm?
Oh, I'd be very happy to. Very happy.
Well,
Only one thing.
Oh, what's that?
I can't write.
You can't write. Well, didn't they teach you writing at school?
Well, they must have taught that the day I was absent.
Oh.
And I'm self-taught. Well, if that's a sample, and I hate to see them when they lost India.
This is Speaker's Corner at Hyde Park, where people talk and argue for hours on subjects that nobody cares about. We have the same thing in America, only they're called political conventions.
How do you like this outfit? I got this from Liz's tailor. You know, in England, they have all kinds of pastimes, such as tea cozy knitting, crumpet dunking, and castle dusting. Bird watching's big in this country, too. With that in mind, I would like to do a pantomime now, if I may, of the little old bird watcher.
Excuse me, sir. Are you by any chance an American?
It could be an oil.
Oh, I beg your pardon, sir. I hope you will forgive me. I should have recognized you immediately, sir. A fellow Oxford student. Excuse me.
As I was about to say, on with the tour. You're wrong, folks. This is Buckingham Palace. This is not the summer home for the Beverly Hillbillies. When Elizabeth Taylor showed you London, she recited poetry. I was going to recite poetry, but Richard Burton's been too busy to teach me. I don't know what he does in his spare time. The big attraction here is the changing of the guard, which takes place in front of the palace. Of course, Liz showed you the front of the palace, but I'm going to show you something that she didn't. I'm going to show you the back, that is, of the palace. People in all walks of life come to see the royal palace, even nobility. Besides the upper crust, you occasionally get a crumb. The royal family doesn't know it, but Bonnie Prince Charles has a house guest in his playpen.
Well, no wonder I dreamed I was a slingshot. Or maybe this V stands for varmint. That's a horrible way to go through life, isn't it? Huh? I shouldn't have had those pig feet and meatballs. Sounds like a soccer game going on in my stomach. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Every place you go in England, beetles. I knew London fog was thick, but I didn't know it was fuzzy. Oh, these walls are hard. I wish I had my foam rubber hair. Hello. Hello. I got that from an English movie. This one. Well, it's too early for an Easter egg hunt. They're looking for cigars. Oh, a double-deck bus.
I say, old chap, what are we looking for?
I don't know. I just joined the exposition myself. Say, gentlemen, he has a rather interesting question. What are we looking for?
I don't know. Neither do I. Tell me then, how will we know when you find it?
Well, perhaps we'd better stop. It's probably too small to split up 4 ways.
All I know, somebody hit me in the buzzbait.
No. No wonder he stooped over.
What he's trying to say is that somebody hit him in the shako.
No. Ooh. Well, that sounds even more painful than a fractured busby. Someone hit you in the head?
Yeah. Mine too.
Oh. Well, don't blame me. You know, I was just in there having my morning stretch.
Good heavens, my dear chap, my word, you seem to have bent a cuff brace of Her Majesty's Grenadiers. Do you know what you can get for that?
You mean there's a prize?
Oh, the old boy, you'll be sent to jail and put on bread and water.
Bread and water?
Yes.
The way you English cook, you probably loused that up too, you know.
An American?
Yeah.
Oh, I say. Well, is this the way the Americans dress these days?
Oh, only after taxes.
I say, an American tourist. My dear chap, you're just the fellow I'm looking for.
I am?
Yes, you see, I'm a guide, and I need the signature of just one more satisfied American tourist to earn my pension.
Oh, I see.
Now, tell me, dear sir, how much time do you have?
Until they come to.
Well, then, might I suggest our special pre-deportation tour?
A tour? Love one.
Right.
I'd love one.
Now, then, are you ready?
Yeah.
Whitechapel, Waterloo, Big Ben, Threadneedle, Soho, British Museum. Now, then, there you are, sir. There you are. We'll just sign here.
Which pen do you want me to use?
Where did he go?
What? He went that way, yes, towards Hyde Park.
Could you tell us how to get there? We've never been off the palace grounds.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, well, look here, sir. Just follow your... I beg your pardon, my dear. Yes, just follow your rifle, and you can't possibly miss it. No. Yeah. Oh, wait, I think that...
We talk in here.
Yes, now, sir, then if you would be kind enough to sign this for me.
Sign that? Yes, Private. Well, that's strange. I could have swore I had a pair of hands when I came in here.
One of us should try to step out, don't you think?
Yeah, well, why don't you step out? You brought more in than I did.
You do seem to be rather firmly wedged, wouldn't you say?
Oh, wouldn't be if I could breathe a little.
Well, might I suggest, sir, that you refrain from wriggling your buffing me waistcoat?
Say, look, why don't you put your stomach in reverse and park it in your hip pocket? Wait just a minute. Wait just a minute.
Do you mind, sir, if instead of trying that rather awkward move, I just try and inhale?
I'd like to see you inhale right now, yeah.
Hold it!
Wait! What do you mean, hold it? Just a moment. Give me. You know the H he's been dropping? I just found it. Hold it!
Look, I can't sign anything I can't see. Get it up here.
Oh, well, I'm trying, sir.
You know, if John Hancock had this much trouble signing the Declaration of Independence, we'd still be a colony, you know.
Good grief, sir. Here come the guards.
Yeah, I can't sign any autographs now. The redcoats are coming.
Oh, now will you sign, sir?
No, I'm sorry. Here comes England's revenge for Bunker Hill. Those people singing and dancing are buskers. They entertain out on the street. They figure if they're good enough, someday somebody will build a theater around it. Oh, my favorite perfume, fish and chips, number 5. Has anyone ever told you how beautiful you look for a bag of fish and chips?
How about you, Governor?
I don't mind if I do. There.
If you don't keep out all right, I'll give you one on the noggin.
Well, I've never had one there before. I was just helping out, I believe that talent deserves encouragement. There you go. Thank you. I don't teach him to sell buses to Cuba.
If you don't keep out all right, I want to give you one on the noggin.
That makes 2 on the noggin.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my American tourist chap. I say, what are you doing down there?
Well, I'm not giving a sidewalk interview.
Would you mind signing my chit for me, will you?
Oh, not at all,
Thank you
not at all.
so much.
Right here.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. No, there goes my pension again.
Hey, now I know why these English bobbies don't have handcuffs. They've got interlocking fingernails. Every visitor to London wants a picture of number 10 Downing Street, and I was no exception. The Prime Minister not only lives here, but he works here, too. That way he can run the empire and save on bus fare. nice wide-angle shots. This park is one of the most romantic spots in London. On these trees, some of history's most famous lovers have carved their initials.
Mr. Chisselwick, we would like to thank you for an interesting tour of London.
Oh, my pleasure, my pleasure.
Yeah, you're a wonderful guide.
Well, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Cavendish. Now, if you would just sign this voucher, I shall be able to retire my pension and starve with dignity.
Of course.
Not so fast. If we sign this, would you agree to take care of our son Junior for a little while?
Oh, you have a little boy?
Well, he's not exactly little.
Well, he's only 7 years old, but he's 6 feet tall.
6 feet tall? Odds bodkins!
Yeah, you think bodkins are odd. Wait till you get a load of Junior.
Well, tell me, how did he get so big?
Well, he was an incubator baby, and somebody set the dial at bake.
I see. Well, then, excuse me, sir. Where is this child?
Wait, I'll get him. Come on, Junior. Come on. Come on.
Mind the collar, kiddo. But who's the wise guy to give me the rabies shot?
My wife wanted a baby.
Yeah.
I wanted a dog.
Yes, I see. Apparently you both got your wish, didn't you?
Lucky I was the pick of the litter.
Junior,
Yeah?
this is Mr. Chisselwick.
No.
And while we, take a walk, he's going to be your sitter.
No, a sitter. My, it's pretty hard to tell where the sitter leaves off and the stander begins. My, he's a funny little blimp. Look at that, a built-in Balder bag. Look at that.
Yes, oh dear me, you are a sweet little tyke.
Good heavens, you unscrewed my dimples. You unscrewed my dimples. Now me Adam's apple will fall off. He got my dandruff up, and he gonna find out that that's the worst place for it to be.
Dear sir, my dear boy, I was only playing. That's an English game called Tweak It.
Do tell. Say, well, I know a little English game that I like to play. It's called Kick It.
Oh, you mean cricket?
No. Now, you close your eyes, and open your mouth. You ready?
Oh, tell me, why did you ask me to open my mouth?
So you would have a head start on the scream. Hey, Ollie?
Now they're getting on so well, let's make a getaway.
Yeah, wait a moment. Just a moment, sir. I have a feeling that you better sign this before you go. It is very important, you know.
Important, he says. Oh, it's a good thing I smuggled in my meanest through customs. Here, what'd it say, Mummy? What'd it say?
This is what it said.
Oh,
Does that answer your question?
what?
Does that answer your question?
Could you use this side? This one just took a holiday. Oh, boy, does that ringing in my head annoy you at all? Big Ben if I ever heard it.
Let's go fast.
Hey, wait just a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah? What?
I got something I want you to give Mummy.
Yeah, what's that?
This. Oh, you're back again. That's what I like about you. Oh, fat boy, I tell you, you find a dance you like, you stick to it, don't you?
We'll be right back, Junior.
You know, I'm gonna miss Junior. And boy, am I looking forward to it.
Now I know what they mean by the family plan. My family is planning on leaving me.
Oh, nothing can go wrong now.
No, it can't, huh? You don't know me very well, do you, folks? Now, without that paper, he's in trouble. And if I snatch the paper, I'm going to be in trouble. I don't know why I'm thinking about it. I'm going to snatch it anyhow.
Oh, dear me. No, little boy, all my life I've worked for this moment.
Yeah.
And finally, I'm at the end of the rainbow.
You sure got the pot. I got the rainbow. I got the rainbow.
Give me that paper, you little high-rise
Oh, no. Before you get this, you're going to be awful skinny.
Skinny?
Yeah.
I'm not skinny.
You will be time to get this paper, fat boy.
Oh, by Jove. Children should be shot and not heard.
We must be near the ocean. There's a washed-up whale. Blubber. Oh, well, I'll finish fixing me little airplane.
What? What?
Grab, 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 grab,
No,
grab.
what?
As your pension slowly sinks into the west, we say farewell to me, because I got a feeling you're going to kill me.
Oh, oh, dear me. Now for some unfinished business with you, Junior. Let me think. Yes, drowning. No, that would be too pleasant for you. Poison! No, he'd probably thrive on it. Beheading. No, he'd only go another one. Yes, hanging. No, that's too American. No, it should be something typically British.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that boy.
Well, Junior, and what do you say now,
I say here's another son who will never set on the British Empire. Hey, fat boy?
Now a word from our alternate sponsor, Anison.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed our little tour of London. I know that I have. I'm a real satisfied American tourist.
Oh, at last. Oh, sir, please, would you mind signing this? It really does mean my pension.
I'd be glad to. But
Thank you. I got a pen here somewhere.
Now, well, you better hurry it up. There goes my plane.
What? What, you mean to say the plane picks you up right here?
Yeah, I'm a big tipper. Well, I'll see you around. Well, here we are back in Hollywood. You can tell it's Hollywood because we were still in London. The CBS eye would have a monocle in it. Now, for all you youngsters that stayed up late, we have a special added attraction. Another number by the Rolling Stones. And, boy, aren't... She's a little old, but she got it out. Say, aren't those Rolling Stones really something? Hey, how do you like that hair, you know? They make the Beatles look like Yul Brynner. Hey, you know, England must have socialized haircuts. Hey, if all the singing groups in England would put their heads together, they could start a dandruff plantation. Well, anyhow, here they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Rolling Stones singing It's All Over Now.
Don't go away. Red will be back in a minute. Again, Red Skelton.
Well, that's it, folks, our special show from London. Next week, we'll be back with our regular show from Hollywood. We'd like to thank Sebastian Cabot, our guest star. On behalf of our sponsors and staff, may we thank you for allowing us to be a part of your evening. So until next week, we say goodbye for now, and may God bless. Good night.
This is Art Gilmore speaking.